It's the Sean Widmer Podcast. It's a journal by someone that just really doesn't like to write.
Thanks for tuning in to the Sean Widmer Podcast. Very much appreciated. Today on the podcast, we are going to discuss cookies-ish. My daughter making me feel very guilty about a purchase that I made. Tony Bennett retires. And we're going to talk about dipping my toes back into something from a while ago. But I wanted to start out with saying thank you. Saying thank you with to the Patreon people. Patreon.com/Sean Widmer Podcast is where you can go and check out some extra stuff. It's where you can support the podcast first and foremost, which is awesome and huge, and I appreciate it. And any support I get, we can throw back into this podcast, which has been a lifesaver and has allowed the podcast to continue. But also you get some stuff like you get the video today that discusses why I think I have a concussion right now. So you can go check that out over at patreon.com/Sean Widmer Podcast. You also get Trivia 21 every Tuesday. Let me know how you did this week. It was Halloween trivia, Halloween-themed trivia, 21 questions, 3 separate rounds. We also kick the podcast off every week or every episode with a look at the 5-star reviews on iTunes, which I'm looking at right now. Nothing. No new ones. We're still stuck on one from the beginning of the month. How long will that be? The latest 5-star review. It could be forever. And when there's not a new one, it means I have to come up with a shout out. Today, the shout out is going to go to Oreos. I saw this post and I'm always blown away by Oreos. Always. There are a billion Oreo flavors that come through over the course of a year. I need to go to their Wikipedia page real quick. Okay, look at this. List of Oreo varieties, right? You can just start looking at these things and they're insane. The list of flavors of Oreos that have happened. You ready for these? Rocky Road Trip Oreo, Mystery Oreo, Apple Pie Oreo, Cookie Butter Oreo, Fruity Crisps Oreo cookies, Marshmallow Crispy Oreo, S'mores Oreo, Caramel Apple Oreo, the American Cream Oreo, Candy Corn Oreo, Pure Milk Chocolate Covered Mini or Mint Oreo. There's just a million, right? That's the tip of the iceberg. Oreo goes balls to the wall when it comes to variety. And they're doing it again this year, as a great post was released this week about the Christmas Oreo collection hitting stores already. Some of these are already at stores like Walmart's and Target's, and then some of them upcoming. You ready for this? Here's the list. So you Oreo freaks, here's what you have. It's crazy. And I love a good Oreo. So I get excited about some of these. In no particular order. The Oreo Festive Colored Cream. Now this looks to be the most standard idea of what Oreos bring to the table. And these are just Oreos with the cookie on the outside, cream on the inside with a red and a green cream. So it's a double stuff, it looks like, with red and green cream as opposed to just white. Okay, Christmas. There you go. The other one that I saw that seems pretty basic is the Oreo Joy. Okay, these are going to be in stores. And it looks like it says 5 cool winter designs. So a regular Oreo, red cream filling, but the wafer part, the cookie part, has the different design, like a snowman, a Rudolph, like whatever they are, 5 different Christmas designs. So those are pretty basic, but there's more. Oreo candy canes are coming to a store near you. They are brown and white stripes, Oreo candy canes. Snowball Oreo. These are cream-filled candies with cookie pieces. So it looks like a Cadbury egg, with the inside being cream and crushed up Oreo inside the cream, the outside being chocolate. I mean, I can get down with that. The Winter Treats Oreo individual, they're not individual, but they are 2 cookies per bag. So they're more of a take one with you and throw it in the work lunch. They've got a couple bigger, it looks like they're bigger cookies, double stuffed, 2 in a little package, and they're Christmas themed with a Christmas design on the cookie. Oreo mini holiday adventures. I can't really zoom all the way in on this one because I'm dumb with zooming on my PC, which is also having problems. I don't like to bring that up. I don't want to jinx it. You might not hear Kelly's What Are You Into's open again today. But Oreo minis, they look like a box of minis. There's something going on with that because it's called Holiday Adventure. I don't know what it is. The white fudge covered Oreo. Here we go. This looks good. Limited edition. It's an Oreo cookie, but the outside, it's dipped into a white chocolate fudge shell. These look good. I'm interested in these. I'm interested in all of these, but this one looks good. It might be the heavy hitter this Christmas of everything that I read to you here. Just an Oreo dipped in white fudge. Sounds great. Okay, now these 4 are wild. This is where Oreo has just gone for it. We've got an Oreo milkshake kit because nothing says the cold of winter quite like a milkshake kit. But an Oreo milkshake does sound good. So it looks like this comes with I wish I used my phone to record the video, and I don't ever remember how to zoom in on Windows. Can I figure it out on the fly? Let's see here. That's maybe it. No, that just makes the font bigger. All right. I'm not going to figure this out. I can't zoom in with my fingers like my son always tries to do. But an Oreo milkshake kit. How about this one? An Oreo cookie train. It looks like these two look like gingerbread house styles that you make. One is a train that it looks like you build, and then the other is Oreo Arctic cookie skating rink. These two look like I said, a gingerbread house scenes that you make with Oreos. And then the last one they have here is the Ultimate Dunking Set. The Oreo Ultimate Dunking Set. This one's wacky. Absolutely wacky. It's got what looks to be a mug where the handle is a big U that Oreos slide into. Okay, so this handle is round like an Oreo, and it's got space on the sides where you can reach in with your fingers and pull the Oreo out, stack a bunch of Oreos next to the mug that you fill with milk. And then, as if that wasn't enough, they add, it looks like tweezers. It's almost like it's big tweezers, right? A mini tongs or big tweezers that say Oreo on them because God forbid we get our hands dirty here, people. God forbid. You take the Oreo with the tweezers, squeeze it, dip it, dunk it in your milk, eat the Oreo, and then drink the milk, I guess, at the end. That's what Oreo's bringing to the table. So where are you, other brands? This has become Oreo Podcast. That was just the shout-out portion of today's 15-minute long podcast. Let's just move on. There you go, Oreo fans. You have been given great gifts this season. Well done. I love this stuff. I don't say this to mock it, just so everyone knows. I'm all in on this. You throw me a festive twist to something I like, I will buy it every time. And the fact that Oreo's doing 10 of them pretty much, maybe more. Oh, Oreo. You know the way to my heart and into my pantry. Embrace the holiday spirit. Give me a Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Give me all the holidays. Give me a spin-off of that. I can't get into this. This is not what today's podcast is about. But they did it. They had a post also about winter, the Halloween candies, the Christmas candies that included Sour Patch Kids ornaments, green and red ornament-shaped Sour Patch Kids, Sour Punch Bites Merry Mix. I love it. Gummy clusters, Nerd Clusters, one of the greatest candies ever, a Christmas variety. I think these are clever. Sour Patch Kids, coal, so black Sour Patch Kid clumps. The also dots going with lumps of coal, a dark coal-looking dot. I love it. There's many more. Mike and Ike's, green and red Mike and Ike's, Merry Mix. Oh, it's great. I love it. Can't wait to get my hands on all these. Okay, Olivia, you dirty rat. So I think I mentioned this on Patreon for the people who watch the Patreon video. I'll make it brief here. If you want to go see more of it, go over to Patreon and check out that video. But I did something that I haven't done since, man, it had to be mid-2000s. I am not a blue jeans guy. I've sworn off blue jeans. I don't do them. I do not do them. The last time I wore a pair of blue jeans had to be before 2010. Had to be. Because in 2010, I switched everything over. And I went to black, I went to tan, I went to gray, and those were the colors I went to for my Levi's. That was it. I wasn't doing anything else. I do not like blue jeans. That's just who I am. I don't like them. So I needed a new pair of pants for work because that's kind of where I'm at right now. And my wife was just adamant, you need a pair of blue jeans. I for years, I'm like, I don't do blue jeans. I do not do them. I've been gifted blue jeans in the past. They just stayed on my shelf. I know one of my apartments I lived in, I was gifted 2 pairs of blue jeans. I think I just left them in the apartment when I moved. I never touched them. So I went and I got myself a pair of light blue jeans. I will not do dark blue jeans. I am going to put my foot down there. I kind of tested the waters a bit by going back into the bluish jeans, but they're light blue jeans. Got them, came home, tried them on. I really liked them. Okay, so I'm excited about them. I was like, yeah, this is great. I put them on. My daughter walks over and goes, Dad, did you buy girl jeans? I'm like, look, man, I've been trying to avoid blue jeans my whole life. I get one pair after 14 plus years of not buying anything in the blue jean world. I come home, I try them on, and instantly, not even a minute before I have these things on, Olivia's up to me, did you buy girl jeans? So that's got me now. I'm rattled, emotional wreck because of it. And I'd like to thank my daughter for, really coming in hot with the mean girl's attitude. So now I question them. I might be right back to my black jeans, my tan ones that I love so dearly, and gray. And I might just be right back into it. Olivia might have set back the clock 14 years. Okay, I want to talk Tony Bennett real quick before we get into Kelly's What Are You Into and wrap up the podcast. Tony Bennett, former head coach for the Washington State Cougars, someone who I was fortunate enough to get to interview a bunch when he was coaching the Cougars. I had a sports radio show at the time, and he was great. He was a great interview. He's a very nice man. I remember the day he got hired, he came into our building. He was doing tours in Spokane, and he came up to our building and jumped on like the news station and my sports show. It was really cool. I loved it. And he was a very nice man. He moves from Washington State to take the Virginia job where he won a national title. He also was the first team to lose to a 16 seed, but he also the next year won a title. So he gets his ring. You cannot take that from him. He's going to go down as one of the great coaches. But right as the season starts this year, Tony Bennett retires. And I was there on the internet. I saw it. I saw the people on my timeline ripping college basketball, ripping the state of college basketball and where it's at. And I'm not going to watch it anymore. And wow, you ran Tony Bennett out. Oh, and Tony Bennett's statement was that to paraphrase, he is not capable of coaching in this NIL world. That the NIL world doesn't work for him. And I wish I had his exact quote, but I was too lazy to bring it up. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Sorry about doing this on the fly live. This is cutting into the 15-minute podcast. Let's see. Okay, here we go. From AP News. Tony Bennett said this. I looked at myself and I realized I'm no longer the best coach to lead this program. If you're going to do it, you've got to be all in. You've got to have everything. And if you do it half-hearted, it's not fair to the university and those young men. That's what made me step down. Bennett, he told those gathered at the exit news conference that name, image, and likeness money and transfer portal have brought elements to the job that he is, quote, not great at. So what I see is Tony Bennett quits right before the season starts on his team. And, of course, people are going to defend him because Tony Bennett is a genuinely a nice guy, great guy. And people really love him. And he's related to hard work and that work ethic and great coaching. I'm just going to say it right here. Bull crap. I have to disagree with that wholeheartedly. I think Tony Bennett was a great coach. I do think there's a long time, where Tony Bennett's a great coach. But Tony Bennett did not stay a great coach. Tony Bennett was in a time where he could coach really well in this little era, and then he was not able to change his game. He was not able to adapt. And the great coaches adapt. The greatest coaches can coach through changes in the sport and not just dig their heels in and be like, I liked my style. 50 points a game, that should always work. That's the Tony Bennett way. I'm going to stick to my guns. Nah, man, that's not great coaching. That's stubborn coaching. So as much as I enjoyed my interaction with Tony Bennett, by the way, suit guys are out. Suit guys are out. It's 2024. Suit guys are out. Get out of here. Jay Wright, loved Jay Wright as a coach. These are guys that I really liked as coaches. Jay Wright, Tony Bennett. Suit guys, you're out of here. That's not the world anymore. We're in polos. We're in the Nike, like quarter zips. We're more casual. I've said this forever. Suit guys have to suck to whoever it is that is your lead sponsor for athletics. So if you're Nike or Reebok or Adidas or Under Armour or whatever it might be, Puma, I don't care, New Balance, suit guys have to suck because you're not selling suits to fans. But when Mark Few puts on a lot of the Nike Gonzaga gear that he wears on the sidelines, he and B Mike, I want to buy that stuff because I can wear that. I'm that age, and that's a style that I can wear. So whenever I see a suit guy, I just imagine that the sponsor, the lead athletic sponsor for them, just hates him. Absolutely hates him. You can't throw Under Armour on a suit and sell it to people. No one's buying that. So it's a big waste of real estate for them. Anyways, I digress. I saw the Tony Bennett stuff. I saw people going in on NIL, ruining the sport. You've taken out a great coach. No, you didn't. You took out a coach who was a great coach for a second, won a national title, but overall, Tony Bennett's not a great coach. And I'm sorry, you cannot tell me that NIL is ruining it for it's not great. He's not that great. Well, he's not that great at it. He's not. But you can't tell me like that it's NIL that ruined it for Tony Bennett. Tony Bennett's coaching style ruined it for Tony Bennett. NIL comes in, you can't stop it. So if you want to be a coach, you want to be a great coach, you're adapting with it, you're coaching with it within it, the realms of the rules, or even the wild rules that don't quite exist all the way yet. If I'm an 18-year-old kid and someone's coming at me with money, and you've got a couple universities throwing money at you, and one of them's like, you want to score 45 points a game as a team, and you want to dribble the basketball for 30 seconds every offensive possession? No, thank you. I'll get my money somewhere else. Tony Bennett's style of coaching is outdated and antiquated. It's not fun. And one of the things I love about basketball, and I just really get sick of this because I've heard it from a couple people, is mainly social media. I hate social media. I need to stay off it. But you had a couple of these coaches who just live and die by the fact that maybe they coached at some point at high school or junior high, and they're all about hard work, and this is serious business. This basketball thing, you're not going to slap the floor on defense. No, you're not. You're going to come down and launch a three. Basketball is fun. Basketball is an elective sport that is fun. It is a game, all right? It is not life. It is not supposed to be this hard, let's make it miserable, let's grind it out, we're really tough. That's an old theory. We've moved past that. I think everyone's starting to realize who are younger, this is fun. We're shooting threes. We're trying to dunk on people. But we're getting more athletic with things, and we're getting a little more crazy with stuff. And yes, you need to play under guidelines if you want to win, of teamwork, and you can't just launch half-court shots and stuff. But we are no longer in that world of just hard-nosed, Bobby Knight style of basketball. You have to allow the kids and the youth and just anyone who plays basketball to have a little more fun, because that's where we're at. And I love it. I think it's an amazing change to the whole world of sports to embrace the fun part of it. That it's not serious business. Tuck your shirt in. Make sure it's tucked in and keep it that way. Be professional. It's fun. Anyways, that's a long rabbit trail just to say the Tony Bennett thing. I thought it was pretty embarrassing to quit on your team right as the season starts. I understand his comment. He wasn't, you got to, like you said, if you're going to do it, you've got to be all in. You have got to have everything. Okay, yeah, don't do it at the beginning of the season. Right before the season starts, I think it's a terrible example. You've coached kids, I'm sure, not to quit, to persevere, to plow through a practice. Oh, you want to quit on practice? You're tired? We work through it. Oh, wait, the season started. I don't really feel like doing this. Quit. I mean, we got a guy who just transferred from UVA. Anyways, that was too much time on Tony Bennett. But I was passionate about it, obviously. This is the reason people hated my sports show. You're witnessing it right now. People are mad at me right now. Comment. Sean'sLife.com. Go comment. Be mad at me. I'm ready for it. My Kelly's What Are You Into button works. I don't know if the audio's playing. I pushed it to try to move forward. I can't get the audio to work. Dang it. Kelly's What Are You Into? Okay, what am I into right now? Let's make it quick because this has got to be, I don't want to go too long. After almost a year of not playing a certain video game, and last week I've got back into it because I wanted to talk to the fellas. I re-downloaded Fortnite, and I've been playing with Marcus, Mike, the boys. Robin is in there as well. And I got to say, as much as I suck at it, and I do, it's so fun to have a game that your buddies are on, throw the headset on. I'm terrible at it, but get to talk with your friends and catch up while you're all playing a game. And it's a fun game. It's been so refreshing. It's been very fun. It will not last long because overall I don't really love the game anymore. I'm just not good at it. I think it's a great game. I'm just not good at it. And so I get really frustrated. But to put the headset on tonight before I recorded the podcast, catch up with Marcus, laugh with Marcus, Mike, and Robin, just talk about, fantasy hoops, talk about real NBA stuff, talk about life. I love it. I love that part of video games. I love the community part of it. I love it. So I'm back in on it. If you're a Fortnite person and you want to kick my butt, let me know. Or you want to carry me to a win, let me know. All right, let's do some comments. Let's get out of here. I know everyone's, I can just feel it. Anytime I talk sports, I go back to the late 2000s. Michael is already texting me, I'm sure, like your Tony Bennett take was terrible. It's not terrible. That's the problem. It's real. It's accurate. People just don't love when this kind of people don't love change. People don't love change. College basketball, sports in general, is changing. You gotta get with it. There's no comments on Monday's episode, so we've got no comments to read. You can go over to Sean'sLife.com. You can comment there. Comment on YouTube. I think that's going to be working today. Should be. And then you can also comment. If you listen on Spotify, you can comment on Spotify. Thank you for tuning in today. I really appreciate it. Go get yourself some of these cool Oreo treats, and if you do, tell me where you got them. Tell me if they're good. I love a seasonal treat. All right, thanks for listening. Appreciate it.